Over the past couple days, as Jeep's marketing campaign, Operation Airdrop, has started to roll out, they've already started to release some pretty crazy stuff. For those of you that don't know, Operation Airdrop is a marketing campaign for Jeep to release limited production vehicles, one every month until October. Now they've already started with that, and somehow we already have two. They started out the first one on Veterans Day and they showed the Commando 392. With that, it's going to be an insanely limited production run that only active duty or veterans can get right now. It's a 250 production model vehicle to kind of celebrate 250 years of the military. But with that being said, they're going to continue to release other vehicles, and I have a really serious question about how limited the production may be. Who knows? It could be as limited as the final editions that we all thought were going to be the end of the 392s. Now, to cover the basis of what they're actually releasing, let's go over a Rubicon 392, what they were whenever they first came out, and what they are now. So for those of you that are new to the channel, this is my Rubicon 392 here. This is a 2021, and it's actually the first ever ordered Rubicon 392. I actually ordered this one the first day that order allocations were open, and they opened at 10 o'clock where I was, and this was ordered approved at 10:01. But with that being said, the 392s back then were relatively basic. There weren't too many crazy options. Now, as most of you guys know, this is my Rubicon 392. I actually ordered the first ever Rubicon 392 as the orders opened at 10 o'clock. Mine was ordered and approved at 10:01. I waited about a year and then it finally came in. But whenever the Rubicon 392s first came out, there were not that many options you could add to them. The only thing I didn't add, I believe, is the one-touch sky view. I didn't like that top. I don't want to use it for off-road, but the things I did add were the matte black grille. We got the off-road trail cam up there, and then in the back we also have the tow hitch. Now obviously it did not come like this from the factory. We've modified just about everything you can think of on this already, but they did come with 373 gears from the factory, and there was no option of an XR. And by the time the Rubicon 392 started to hit the ground, they had already came out with the XR package. So with the XR, what they offered was the 456 gears, fender extensions, a little bit different suspension, as well as some extensions on the taillights. And then they also came with 35s. Keep in mind, this one actually came with 33-inch tall tires, basically the same 285s that come on the standard Rubicon from the factory. So they have changed them over the years and some other options. Obviously for 2024, they did a facelift update, so the grille looks a little bit different, the interior is a little bit different. Now you have the ability to actually get power seats in these $100,000 vehicles, which is a really nice feature. The seats are actually a little more comfortable in the 24s, and they've also changed the dash layout, and I believe a little portion of the gauge cluster there. But really and truly, the bones of it have stayed the same. Now, before we dive too deep into today's video, I've got to show you an awesome product from today's video sponsor, HookeRoad. Now, you guys should already know HookeRoad from some of the previous videos that we've covered their products in. I've actually got the HookeRoad rear bumper on my JL right now. It is the tube style, and let me tell you, it has stood up to some ultimate tests. But today we're not going to be adding something to my Rubicon. We're actually going to be adding something to one of my friend's cars that she just got here. Now, this is a new Rubicon XR package with all of the awesome accessories, but with the XR sitting on 35s and a little bit of a lift, she needs something to make it a little easier to get inside the car. So today, to help out with that, we're going to be adding HookeRoad side steps that still function as rock sliders. Now, these are a super heavy duty construction, and as you can tell, they're powder coated all the way throughout. These are going to use the factory mounting location, so you don't have to worry about any crazy issues for mounting it to your body mounts or something like that. It should be a relatively simple installation. All we need to do now is remove our factory rock sliders and bolt these up. And just like that, these side steps are all installed. And the install could not have been any easier. It uses all the factory holes, so you don't have to drill anything out, and it is a super solid construction. As you can see here, those are not going anywhere. I really like the look of them, and whenever you go to get in and out of the vehicle now, it's super easy. Just step right up and you are good to go. If you guys are interested in getting a set of these for yourself, check them out down in the link in the description below. They have an awesome sale going on right now where you can get these for under $350. So I think that's a deal you won't be able to beat. Now, as most of you guys know, the Rubicon model for Jeep is the top of the line. You're not going to find anything better. But apparently you can find something the same in a different trim level. As of the time of recording this video, today they released the Moab 392. Now, at first, whenever I saw it and heard about what it was going to be, I was not that excited. I remember a Moab from the earlier JLs that they discontinued, and really and truly, a Rubicon is the top of the line, so the Moab's got to be less in some way. But as I continued to read it, I got a little more interested and a little disappointed. Because starting off, apparently you can get these for under $80,000 MSRP before destination fees, which is absolutely insane. Now, yes, I did get my Rubicon 392 for right under $80,000. I believe it was 78 or 79. One of you will have to go back to the video and see. But whenever I ordered it, keep in mind it was at all zeros. They didn't even have any prices associated with the Rubicon 392 whenever order allocations first came out. But aside from all that, during COVID, Jeep noticed that dealers were making insane markups on these vehicles above MSRP. So just like Ford, they actually raised their MSRP by around $10,000 to $12,000. That was an insane hit on the Jeeps. It made these $80,000 vehicles $90,000 automatically. That's not including an XR package, and the prices have continued to get higher from there. Right now, if you want to get a Rubicon 392, you're looking right at $100,000, and that has been the same for the Bronco Raptor. Now, my Bronco Raptor is a 2023, and I got it right after they had done the price increase. So midway through 2023, Bronco or Ford did the price increase. So whereas this Bronco really should have been $86,000, since it was after mid 2023, I ended up paying $96,000, or at least that's what the sticker was. Now, they have recently decreased the price by 10 grand across the board, and dealers are offering insane rebates on all Broncos, but especially insane rebates on the Bronco Raptor. The Jeeps have not fallen to the insane rebates on them yet, at least not for what I've seen, but they also haven't decreased the price much from what they raised it to. Now, for the Moab to be in the price range of under $80,000 before destination fees is pretty crazy. So I thought for sure it would be like the Moab of the past. Essentially, the Moab was a Rubicon appearance package. It lacked a lot of things. It didn't have the same transfer case. It didn't have the lockers front and rear. It didn't have the sway bar disconnect. It didn't have the same suspension. So really, it was a Sahara dressed up to look kind of like a Rubicon. And in all honesty, I thought in my head that kind of makes sense. You can justify the price difference of maybe 20 grand. Maybe you can see some kind of way to justify the price difference there. But apparently, as I continue to read more, the Moab is not only going to have front and rear lockers, it's also going to have sway bar disconnect. It's going to have the same select track transfer case. It's going to be the same. The only thing that's different from a Rubicon really is some of the exterior styling, maybe a little bit of the interior. I can't really tell yet, but it looks like it's going to have body molded or the black fenders on the outside. And really, aside from that, not too much else. You still have the hydro guide, you still have the 6.4, you still have the 8-speed, you have everything else the same. So for them to just knock $20,000 off the price like that is kind of crazy. It's good to see, don't get me wrong, but for a lot of us that already own the Rubicon 392s, especially if you bought one after the price increase, that's a bad feeling. And trust me, I know just how bad that feeling is, and I did not think we were going to get that from Jeep. Now, yes, this is an extremely limited production from what they say, but Jeep is known, or Stellantis in general, is known for saying things are limited production and then making them for years. So I don't want you guys to think whatever comes out is going to be extremely limited unless it's some kind of special edition like the Commando. That is supposed to be built with Fox, and it's actually got a lot of other things that make it very unique. So it's not just a standard Jeep Wrangler that they're going to be pumping out of the factory. It's lifted with a JKS kit, and it's got Fox suspension. It's got tons of exterior different styling, but that one's only going to be $69,000. I don't even know how they're pulling that off. Maybe that's a thank you to the military or the service members that are going to be able to get it. There's only going to be 250 of them. But really and truly, that pricing is absolutely insane. And really, the $80,000 in today's world is a really insane deal on a Rubicon 392, or essentially a Rubicon 392 with a Moab badge on it. Now, as they continue this 12 for 12 campaign, I imagine they are going to drop some pretty crazy stuff. Some of the most notable things that I do plan on seeing is a Gladiator Mojave 392. Of course, they've got to release something like that. A Rubicon 392, I'm sure they'll release it in some special edition. I believe without a shadow of a doubt, they're going to be putting the 392 in the Gladiator for 2026. They have to. It's time to. If they want to keep the Gladiator alive, they have to put a 392 in it. So I think we'll definitely see that coming soon. I also think we might see the first introduction of the 3.0 liter twin turbo Hurricane engine in the Jeep Wrangler. So there's been tons of rumors and talk about this for years about introducing the 3.0 twin turbo, much like the engine that's in the Bronco Raptor, that could potentially make more power than the 6.4 liter Hemi, at least if it's tuned aggressively. Another thing I expect to see is a full EV. I know you guys hate to hear it. I don't mind. I mean, as long as it's a limited production, it's not something they plan on making full time, I really don't mind. It might be cool to see. I think they're going to be making a full EV Wrangler that's going to be, maybe it's only 100 made. Maybe it'll be very few, but I think we'll see that in the 12 of 12. Now, one of the most interesting things from this 12 of 12 campaign so far has been something that I noticed on the Commando. See, in the bottom of the article there, they talk about the ability to add in a Whipple supercharger and MagnaFlow exhaust for only $11,000. That's a pretty good deal, because if you want to buy the Whipple supercharger by itself, I believe it's right at $9,000. Me knowing the 392 by heart at this point and knowing that they don't really handle much boost, that didn't really make me very excited. I've seen quite a few people add those and get mid 500s in terms of power. But in that article, they say with the Whipple 3.0 liter, I assume, supercharger, they were able to get 705 horsepower. 705 horsepower out of the 6.4. Now, you guys tell me, I'm sure plenty of you know the 6.4s just as well as I do. From what I know, they do not handle boost. So maybe that Whipple supercharger also comes with new pistons? I mean, there's no way you would have to be running 20 pounds of boost, 15, 20 pounds of boost to be able to get that much power out of it. And from what I've seen, absolute max of safe ranges on these engines is like 7 to 8 pounds of boost. So how are they getting 705 horsepower? How are they even allowed to say that? It just does not make sense to me. But if that's true and they found a way to do it safely, sign me up. I'll buy one right now. I don't think it's possible, but I would like to know what they're doing. So if any of you know how they're getting 705 horsepower out of the 6.4 with the 3.0 liter Whipple, how are they building that engine? What kind of tune are they going to be running? How much boost are they running? That would be insane. But the ability to be able to get that for $11,000 added on is insane. The kit by itself is $9,000. It does come with everything you need, but you still have to pay to get it installed. On top of it, if it retains its factory warranty with that supercharger on there, that is absolutely insane. That'd be a game changer. Now, of course, there's only going to be 250 of them, so that might be, it's kind of irrelevant. But I think, and this might be crazy, but I think I'm going to be able to get one here on the channel. I've got someone in mind that's a customer of mine, and I've got plenty of ties with Jeep stores since I've worked for Chrysler, Stellantis in the past. Plenty of guys that run stores. So I'm going to reach out to a few of them, get in touch with a few of the guys that I know would definitely qualify to get one, and definitely people that Jeep would love to see have one. It would be great marketing for them. And I'm going to try to get us a Commando. That way we can cover it here on the channel. And if we get one, I promise we will definitely get one with the supercharger on. I won't let anybody skip out on that for the extra $11,000 if that's actually what it shakes out to. Because for under $80,000 or right at $80,000, you could get a vehicle that's worth $140,000. I could sell that vehicle for $140,000 without a shadow of a doubt at my store. But regardless of that, it is nice to see the lowering of price. Maybe that's something that Jeep will introduce across the board. I mean, you can get a 3.6 liter or maybe eco diesel with the XR package. A normal Rubicon is what I'm trying to say, for like $80,000 right now. They get up all the way to $80,000, which is absolutely insane. So to be able to get a 392 back in that realm of where they actually should be would be a game changer. But it would leave some of the guys that have bought them here recently in a tough place, especially if they have loans on them. Long story short, if they do release this Moab at $80,000, I definitely foresee them making it a non-limited production run at maybe $95,000. So don't think that's outside of the realm of possibilities. I do think one place that they have messed up already is releasing it throughout the span of basically a whole year. If they would release this within the span of maybe 3 months, it'd be a lot more exciting. But people are not going to make videos, at least I don't think so. I'm not going to make a video every time they release it. That'd be one a month. I guess some people will. But if they had released, all of them within 3 months, I probably would make a video a month on 4 things. That would be awesome. It'd be a lot of fun. But whatever, their marketing people have that set up the way it is now, and nothing's going to change that. But let me know what you guys think about the new stuff that Jeep is releasing. Let me know what you think about the Moab, the price, and let me know what you think about that Supercharger. Is there a way we can actually get 705 horsepower out of our 6.4? I can promise you guys, if the Whipple kit alone is all it takes to get this thing up to 705 horsepower, I will do it. I'll find a way to get a Whipple kit here on the channel. We'll get it installed. I just don't see how it's possible to run that safely without it maybe blowing up within the first 2 miles. But nevertheless, interesting to see some new stuff from Jeep. One last thing before I go, I just bought something really cool at my store, and I've thought about comparing it head to head with the Rubicon 392 here. Let me just give you this. It's a Gladiator, it's Stingray, it's got orange accents, and it's got a 6.4. So if you want to see it compared to the Rubicon 392, drop that down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.